Now we will study how to use the proc SQL to extract information from the macro variables. This is very useful. For example, sometimes we put a lot of information in a SAS dataset, but if we want to convert the information from the SAS dataset into a SAS variable, it is inconvenient to write SAS hardcode to define these macro variables using the let statement. So the easy way is to use proc SQL to read the SAS dataset and put the contents in the dataset into macro variables. So the benefit is that you can avoid a lot of hard coding, and this is especially efficient if the dataset is very large. Let's check the following example. Assuming that we have a dataset called order item, we have 4 rows and 4 columns. The columns are ID, item, purchase, and purchase date. Now I want to calculate the average of the purchase and send the result into a macro variable. And the resulting macro variable can be used for many different purposes. Then we simply write proc SQL statement by writing select avg purchase into colon, followed by macro variable name from order item. Then the result of the average purchase is passed into the macro variable m_var1. The second SQL statement can send the whole column item in the dataset into the macro variable m_var2 and separated by a space, so that you can send the list item in each row into the macro variable. The third SQL statement can send the purchase date into the macro variable based upon the specific format. Now, if I execute this SQL statement and print all of these macro variables, I should get the result in the log window here. You can think about why the results look like this by checking the original dataset and the SAS code in SQL. Now let's check another example. This is a very useful SAS code. The purpose of this code is to calculate all of the numerical variables' averages values, no matter how many variables are included in the dataset. The first step is to use the proc contents to get the variable names and types and send this information into a dataset called DICT. The DICT dataset will include all of the variable names and data types of the dataset members. Now I will use proc SQL to send the variable names from the table DICT into the macro variable nameList. And each variable name is separated by a space. We use a where statement to filter out the non-numeric variables. So that means that the resulting macro variable name list only contains the numerical fields of the dataset members. Now I will use the proc means to calculate the mean value of the numerical variables. So now I execute the SAS code, and we should see a result. Perfect.